Was working a couple weeks ago and parked my car on the side of the road on a side
That's a
street.
first.
It happens. But I'm sitting there figuring out where I'm going next, my next address that I'm going to. And all of a sudden, these two women walk up to my side window.
Yeah, they did.
Like, can I help you? She says, you need work? And I went, what? She goes, work. And I went, oh no, no, thank you. I think I'm probably the first person that's ever thanked a prostitute while saying no before.
You got solicited by a prostitute?
I did.
That's
And
awesome.
I wish I could tell you that was the first time that's ever happened in my life, but
And you said
yeah,
no.
absolutely no.
I'd have probably floored my gas pedal and peeled out.
Like like my car was off. There was no running at that point.
Oh, get away, Satan.
The power of Christ compels you.
Ah, welcome to What's on Your Mind. This is Stephen Lewis. That's Mike Swift.
Hello.
I've never known any. Wow, you got solicited by a prostitute.
Two. There were two.
Oh,
And I can honestly
there are
tell
people
you,
on the internet
my
that would
my
pay for
hand
that.
to God, that is not the first time that has ever happened to me. In fact, I accidentally picked one up once.
Picked up a prostitute. I mean, some of those nights in Michigan get pretty
Man.
cold.
Uh so I'll make this brief. I was this was back when I was playing with the band with Destiny. I was getting ready for a gig, and I stopped at a convenience store. I think I was grabbing like a energy shot, as I typically did in those days. And this lady, I don't know what it was. Like, she asked me for a ride, and I don't even typically do
Yeah, she
that.
did.
And I was young. I wasn't paying attention. I really wasn't. And was like, "Hey, I'm headed in that direction. Yeah, I can. It's right up the street." So she gets in my car, and she's like, "So, have you ever entertained company before?" And I was like, "Yeah. I mean, sure. I got people over all the time." And then she looked at me and went, no, I mean, have you ever entertained company? And she was very more, you know, stressful with her words. And that's when I recognized, now, mind you, sitting at a red light. And I went, oh, you got to get the fuck out. And obviously, she was very disgusted and angry. And I felt zero remorse.
God, that's funny.
Oh, I
On
almost
that
forgot
note,
about that.
what's on your mind?
You know, um, what's on my mind really? I've got nothing, but um, I
All right,
will.
great talk. We'll do this again soon.
Let's wrap it up, and we'll talk
Everybody
to
have
you
a great
next
week.
week.
Go Team USA. Oh wait, too late. They got a taste. They got a taste
Oops.
of Belgium last night, so that's over.
Ouch. Yeah, that's well, actually, I am going to talk about that a little bit too, though. But do you know what today is? To what today marks for
July
us?
7th?
That's
No.
true. That is the date that we're recording today.
I've had
Next week
I've
we'll work
had
on colors and shapes.
thank you. I've had two strokes. My memory ain't what it used to be.
Oh, come on. No, no. I wouldn't actually expect you to really recall what today is. Today is actually week uh well, we're at the halfway point. We're at week 26.
Oh yeah, it's
We
halfway through
are
the year.
we are at episode 26. We have done a half year's worth of podcasts.
Oh wow. I guess we have, haven't we?
We
Wow.
sure have. Yeah, right.
I didn't know
That
I
was
had that
kind
much
of my
problem.
reaction. Yeah, like we have complained about bullshit
Huh.
for 26 weeks
I
now.
mean, I could easily complain about stuff every day. That's
Right. But
not a
no,
problem.
I like when I realized where we were in the podcast, we're coming on episode 26. I went, wow, like I was really surprised we've kept this up that long.
Right?
And B, there are still people actually listening to us. There
Yep.
there are we're still generating, we're not captivating the thousands, but
You know what though? I find out here's the weird thing about social media though. Like I have learned that you're and this doesn't just mean us and
Mhm.
like but I mean anybody in general. Your platform is bigger than you think it is because people
Right.
people gauge things by the amount of likes you get. There's a lot of people that see what you do that do not like or react to it. It doesn't
That's true.
mean it goes unnoticed. It just means that, you just have a lot more eyes on you than I think people realize.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And there
No,
are some
that
people,
was true on the air too.
right. I mean, there are some people that probably don't like on purpose because they don't want you to know that they've checked out your stuff.
That's true. I know there's a few of those out there too.
So I'm saying it's hard to stalk someone if you let them know you're there. Just
Or you
saying.
could be like me, that when I am intentionally stalking someone, I don't like their stuff anyway, just so they know I'm stalking.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean
the weird one.
that's it does prove kind of a point. I just want to remind you that I'm here. It's funny. You can
Nope.
stalk someone on social media, but you sit outside their house for hours at a time, and all of a sudden that's frowned upon.
Well, and then cops are called on you. Like,
I
well, I
know.
don't know what the hell's up with that.
What are you doing? Changing clothes? You got a problem with it? I've been here for
Oh,
two
wait a
days.
minute. Oh my. Do you mind? I was about to shave.
Exactly.
Uh,
I've been here
matter of
all.
fact,
I've been here all week.
can
I'm trying to get the. I'm trying to get it. I finally got to get into that last pair of Hanes that I had in that 3-pack.
is it possible that you could hold this mirror while I trim a little bit?
Exactly. You mind?
What do you mean? Get out of the car.
No need for handcuffs, officer. I'm not into that kind of thing.
No, no, another quick story. Back when I worked for for first station, I was interning for morning show, and we were having people call in with funny stories, that things that have happened to them. I can't remember the exact premise of the topic, but I'll never forget the lady that called in, and she may have been joking, she may have been serious, but she said she got pulled over on the highway, and she said, cop pulls her over. He's writing her a ticket, and she said, by chance that wouldn't be an invitation to the highway patrolman's ball. And she said, the cop looked at her very convincingly and said, "Ma'am, highway patrolmen don't have." And he stopped, ripped up the ticket, and got back in his car. Now I don't know if that was true or a joke, but my God, the picture is hilarious.
That's
But
funny.
no, I'm thankful. I'm truly, I guess, honestly, what it comes down to is I'm really grateful to have a platform of any kind and be able to sit here and complain and reminisce and everything else with a close friend, and to do it for 26 weeks straight, and really seem like just a few hours of our time. But yeah, of course we know it's been way more than that. But I truly am grateful uh to have even just one person check us out, let alone whoever is, whether it's the first time or the 26th time. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening, and hopefully we can continue this, and hopefully it gets bigger.
I like I like this because I can use swear words and say bad words that I couldn't that
Yeah.
I can't in my regular job. So
This is probably the most swear words I've dropped in a public domain like this of any kind, as I don't. Well, I do swear, but not in front of a microphone. So that's taking some getting used to.
I can turn it off and turn it on very quickly though. Like I can swear and have the worst mouth in the world, and all of a sudden it's time for me to go on the radio and like a switch flips, and I'll be like,
Yep.
hey, and not even come close. It's weird. Like if that's considered a talent, I have that in abundance. I can't say much about anything else, but I can definitely like turn my ability to swear on and off relatively quickly.
Is it for me? The comparison is you're familiar with Pavlov's dogs, right?
Yeah. Yep.
For those who don't know,
Bare Naked Ladies wrote a
was
song about it. Ring a bell and I'll salivate.
that's true. That's true. And that was basically the premise of the experiment. Pavlov rang a bell. I think it was food of some kind of steak or
Yep.
something like that that he would bring out every time he rang the bell, to the point where eventually he would ring the bell and the dogs would just instantly drool all over the place because they were mentally conditioned that the food was coming every time the bell rang. That's kind of how it is with me and a microphone. So it's been the opposite for me. I have to learn not to drool when the bell rings, and that's kind of how it's been for me. So, but it's nice. Hopefully, it doesn't it doesn't end up reversing, and one day I end up swearing on air. But we'll see.
Well,
But
I think it's like there. I think we look at radio differently than like, or even like this. Look at this differently than the average person who wasn't around being on air would look at it.
you were starting to say therapeutic. You were starting
Therapeutic,
to
yeah,
use the
because
word
I look at
yeah,
it as therapeutic. But the
yeah.
person that's never been around it, oh my God, I'm on the radio. Like, and there's nothing worse. Like, I remember doing live bar shows where you're not supposed to swear. I'm like, how's everybody doing tonight? We're having a great fucking time. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Thank you for
Appreciate
now. Oh God, I hope they caught that back at
Right,
the
exactly.
station.
Exactly.
Hope they caught it with the delay in time.
Right. So
Um,
you kind of, it's just,
I
I think
think
it's different. Like, I've always thought of radio as a way, like, it was never the concert tickets or the people you met celebrity wise that did it for me. It was always like the interaction with people, because you always had, every day was a different story. Like you were going to hear from somebody else, and somebody else, if you brought up something, somebody else had a different take on how that applied to them
right.
or what happened to them or whatever. So it was never the same every day.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, you could talk, and that's one of the things that I loved about radio is because the day was never the same, no matter even if the path was the same. Everything it was different the next day. I
Right.
mean, you could give me the same music log from one day to the next. I'm going to talk into it differently. I'm going to mention it differently. People I interact with. It's all going to be different the next day, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because, like, it's just, I think that's what a lot of people, if you were truly passionate about it, and I'm not talking about, oh, I record my voice in 72 cities, because you're not interacting with anybody. But if you were in the position where you could actually interact with people, whether it was via text message or whether it was phone calls or a conversation on the air or whatever, I think that's what people miss, because it's not the conversation. It's a different conversation when it's just you and one other person at like the break room at your office, as opposed to you and one other person and 400,000 people listening to it.
Right.
Like, it's
Right.
just, there's something different about it. I don't know what it is. Like, I can't necessarily explain it, but it's just different.
Yet we were trained to talk as if we were talking to one person,
Yeah.
which always made it interesting. And I think that once a good broadcaster burns that into their mind, it changes. It's like when they say um the game slows down for a professional.
Yep.
Like it really changes You're not talking to 500 or
You're
500,000
talking to one per
or you're
which
talking to one person.
drives me crazy when I hear jocks get on the air and they go, "You guys." No,
You
it's not
guys,
you
yes.
guys. It's
No, it's
you.
you.
It's not you guys.
Exactly.
It's not you all. It's not all of you. It's you. And I hate that because
One,
there was I used to watch a guy when I started, like the very first time I walked in the studio in Cincinnati, he used to put a picture of his wife
yep.
and
I did
talk.
the
And
same thing.
I never did that until in fact, I'm thinking until I came back to Ohio. I never did it until I came back to Ohio. When I came back to Ohio, and it's kind of weird that I would do it this way, but I had a picture of the girl I was seeing forever, but she was younger, and I would talk to
Hmm.
that picture for whatever reason. I don't know why,
Yep.
but that's what I
No,
did,
but
and not in a creepy way. Just
no, I know exactly what you mean because two things that I can credit one of one of the program directors that we both were encircled with was the way I pronounce the letter W.
oh, I used to get that all the time because my Cincinnati
I
accent would kick in. W,
Yep,
it's not
and
W.
yep, and as a Midwestern, as a Midwesterner, that is very typical to say W. But and
W.
he hounded me for just weeks. Oh, you there you are with the W's again. So I would go home and then I would literally sit there and go W W W W W W W W W W, and that's how. And then to the point where when we were working at IOG, people would go, "Why do you say it so weird?"
You're right.
That's because that's the way it was just ingrained in me. But that was what was one thing. But the second thing was he taught me that lesson. You're not talking to an entire audience. You're talking to one person. He said, "You have a girlfriend?" I was like, "Yeah, I got a girlfriend. You have a picture of her?" "Of course I do."
Do you have a
"Bring her
boyfriend?
picture."
Do you want
Any
one?
pictures of her naked? Do you want any? Major
Is this
League.
it? Hold on. Is
Any
this the same boss? Is this the same boss that used to use my business cards when he went to a college town? Did you know about
I
this?
don't know. I'd never heard that story. What?
He used
No,
to
it
take
can't
my
be. It
business
can't be. It
cards.
can't be.
Okay. Okay.
It can't be.
Because we had a
No,
mutual boss
no,
that used to use my business
no,
cards.
no. I think, yeah, okay. It struck me yes, no, it's not that.
Yeah.
I completely picture him doing that, but no, it is the same guy that fired me on a beach while he was on vacation
Yeah.
one day.
That
Yes, yeah,
a
that
sales
guy.
guy.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, not the sales
I had a,
guy.
I had a
Okay,
sales.
no. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, you
No,
had
I
a
had a
sales
boss
guy
that
that
used
did
my
it.
business cards when he was out socializing, and I had a
Okay,
sales
yes.
guy that said he was me when he got in a fight in a bar, and I was like,
Okay.
and
So,
I wanted that guy fired, and they wouldn't fire him, and I was pissed about. I was salty
yeah,
about that. For
that's that's pretty low.
in fact, that's part of the reason why my whole contract dispute came up because that was kind of one of the catalysts that pissed me off that I was going to leave for because I was furious about it because like they called me in one morning, you need to come in right away, and like I walked in and there was a guy I'd never recognized before in our boss's office, and he's like, well, you don't look like you've been beat up. I'm like, well, because I haven't been in a fight. Well, according to last night, you were. I'm like, the hell I was, and it was a sales guy that got in a fight and apparently got the shit kicked out of him and
Wow.
said he was me, and I was like, I'm like, gone. Show him the fucking door. Like,
Right.
I was
Yeah,
pissed.
that's pretty low.
I was
That's pretty
pissed.
low.
Yeah, I was pissed about that.
No, not. I didn't hear about either of those stories until now, but the program director, no, it's not the same. It's not the same
Okay.
program director. But yeah, I would sit there and I would literally talk to my girlfriend's picture, my girlfriend at the time, and that helped me tremendously because I always thought I'm still talking to one person. And it's strangely, there have been times where I've kind of just because I was following that same exercise, even though we had broken up years, after the fact. I still kind of in pictured every once in a while, I'm still talking to that same ex-girlfriend just because that mental picture of talking to one person was always kind of ingrained. So kind of trained my brain a little bit, kind of referring back to the Pavlov. I can't even say his name now. Pavlov's dogs. I don't know why that's a tongue twister all of a sudden. They paid me to talk. That's just messed up.
It's okay. Oh, I know it's a science experiment, but I always think of Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because of that song.
Brian,
I almost forgot about that. Yeah.
Brian Wilson. In fact, every time I was in Canada, that was my Brian Wilson was my Bare Naked Ladies karaoke song. Because when I was in Canada, I figured I had to do a Canadian artist. I mean, I guess it could have been Nickelback, which would have fallen in line with my Nickelback tribute band, Silver Side Up. But but I always did Bare Naked Ladies.
I've never heard of that thought. You've never shared that before.
Is that a
yeah?
We were
Silver
huge
Side Up. Was the opening act Jesus Didn't Tap?
Oh, if only. No, and then we got a cease and desist after Chad Kroger got pissed.
Somewhere.
You do Photograph better than the guy who did it originally one time, and all of a sudden they take offense to
it. Now, somewhere there really is a cover band out there called Silver Side Up, and there was a actual cease and desist.
Yeah,
served up. One last thing I'm gonna bring up is the fact that I really think I brought up the World Cup too soon. I really do. I think I pulled the trigger on that too soon. For the first of all, the drama that has been enswirled within the World Cup is interesting. But I've been really fascinated by the stories. What were you about to say?
I've seen a lot of stuff today blaming. I'll give Trump the pass on this one. I saw a lot of stuff blaming him for the Team USA loss. I think the fact that it was a bad call, the fact that they overturned it gave Belgium more fuel than you probably wanted to give them. But the real problem is Team USA came out flat. They played their worst game on the biggest stage. And Freeze's mistake was I think they could.
Oh my God.
It could have been okay, maybe. I think two things happened. They went down by one, and that sucked. When they did score, they evened it up. The excitement lasted for all of about 10 seconds before it was 2-1. And that took the wind back out of their sails. But that mistake by Freeze was just like
that was just often. My God, there is as a fan, as a soccer fan, everything within me wanted him hung up on a pole.
Yeah.
From that aspect. From a human aspect, I go, my God, that man is never going to live that down. He has got to tuck that away and live with that for the rest of his life.
What I don't get was, I don't care what play you were trying to set up or what you were doing. Do it later. Just get the ball the hell out of there.
Well, see, there's a little bit of speculation, because there is some speculation that he was specifically attempting to do something. But the other was when you watch the replay and you watch it in slow motion, there was a player behind him, and the speculation is that he thought that other player was closer than he thought and was going to strike at the ball. But as the goalie, you almost have the right of way. He should have continued his follow through. Just get the ball the heck out of there. Right. And he didn't do that. He hesitated, and of course he ended up paying the biggest price a goalie ever has to make. Like, that is worse. That's worse than an own goal.
No, because you can't let it get behind you, especially when you're 10 feet away from the net.
Exactly. The fact that he came so far out to play the ball, I think it was a snap judgment thing where it was the wrong call. He should have stayed back.
Yeah, it
But
was.
it was one of those things. He stepped up. Then he realized, oh crap, there are more attackers here than I anticipated. I've got to play the ball, but I'm too far out of the box. I can't because he was out of the box. He couldn't play the ball with his hands. At least I could give him at least a tip of the cap to recognize the fact that he couldn't play the ball with his hands there.
Yeah,
But it that was
I mean,
just my God. We couldn't have looked more horrible at a worse time as a
no,
team. Team
they came
USA.
out flat. They had no, and I mean, they needed to play like it was, everything was on the line because it
It
was.
was though, and it was, but I don't know. And that really wasn't even my
And I
my
mean,
focus for bringing it up. But you're right.
but the FIFA thing, the over. I mean, it was a bad call that shouldn't have been a red card anyway. But then,
Well, by rule, it was the right call because of where the contact happened. It wasn't the fact that it was almost like I've compared it when I was talking to one of my kids. I compared it to when in football where you're American football where you're called for leading with the crown of your helmet. It's not necessarily it did he mean to do it or not? Where did it take place? Did it happen in a spot where we have to call this intent or not? And when you watched it slowed, when you watched the play that Flo Balogun was red carded for, he was completely going for the ball, but the ball just left
right,
faster than he anticipated and he got a bunch of ankle. But it was the fact that it was in the box.
right.
And that's where they can't, it's not like a, did he try and do this? Can I call this one way or the other? By rule, he at least a yellow card. I don't know if this if by rule, and I don't know enough about soccer rules, especially on an international stage, for that matter, or just in general, when a foul in the box happens like that, does it have to be a red card? But I know it was a bookable offense. It had to be.
Well,
It's one of those things that you have to call.
oh, and now I mean, at the end of the day, Team USA was
And then
ranked 15th in the world. They finished in the
yeah,
16.
and they find yeah they tapped out in the round of 16, and up until that game they looked great. They it was one of those things where it was a running joke. In fact, there were commercials about it. Yeah, wait, you really think Team USA is going to go all the way? I mean, it, going into this, there were low expectations. And
Yeah.
then by the time you got to the round of 16 or just the beginning of the knockout stages, you were going, hey, wait a minute, we've got something here.
Right.
Um, but that really wasn't just the general stories of the small countries, the small African nations that made some noise. Morocco and Senegal are always Morocco, Senegal, and Egypt are always good teams, no matter what. But Congo, DR Congo, and Cabo Verde, my God, like seriously, I was wowed by that team and their cohesiveness, and I think that's what really brought them out to the forefront. Just the fact that they were so together as a team and seemed to celebrate each other that I that's really what won me over throughout all of this. And I think it kind of reminded me why I love sports, and especially on an international scale. Um you're not um it's not just a bunch of guys paid, huge salaries to join a squad. There's lifeblood, and I think they kind of teased this a little bit with Vin Diesel. He did like one of the intros for one of the games the other day. Which, by the way, Vin, let's stop with the Fast and Furious. Like if you go from one to what we're up to 10 now, he looks
Yeah,
like he's eaten 10 people or 10 movies. Like
yeah, but
he's
people don't know. Vin Diesel's also 55. So
yes. But
he's
that's kind
not,
of why I go, it's let's hang it up. Like
they are. This is the last two or whatever it is.
thank the well the, yeah, like and they didn't just book it as one. It's two. Why?
Because
Why
they
the
have to make,
hell?
because they got to make as much money as they can.
Right. And now a TV series? There's a TV series coming on NBC. How timely is that? Come
Well,
on.
you know,
Come on.
anything
Like
for a,
come on.
anything for a buck.
That's true. That's true. But nonetheless, I'll get to my point and tap out here. But just the fact that you've got family bloodlines bonded together, uh, playing for a championship. I don't know. Maybe that's why it's a little more special to me in my eyes, because these guys all are in one way, shape, or form from the same country, whether it's they were born there or their bloodline is connected to that particular country. But I guess that's what really impresses me about it,
Sure, makes
and
sense.
that's what's on my mind.
For me, I guess you could file this under attention to detail. Um, I think everybody is worried about, do I have a job that can be replaced? And you have to worry
Yes.
about technology. How long till you can get a robot to diagnose and fix your car right away? So does that mean the auto mechanic is being replaced? You already are to the point where broadcasting is becoming replaceable with
Yeah.
AI voices and whatever. And the whole thing, the argument is, well, you need to have that human element. But what happens when the human element is lazy and gets it wrong on a regular basis? And I say this because I posted something today because I found the receipt. I meant to post it the other day. I forgot about it. I found the receipt today. Sunday, I didn't feel like going anywhere or doing anything. So I DoorDashed an order from Skyline Chili, which is one of my favorite
Uh-huh.
Cincinnati places,
Right. Right.
nonetheless. And I ordered it with no onions. And my order came, and this is not the first time this has happened. This is like whether I've got it to go in the drive through or whether I've got it DoorDashed or whatever. My shit comes with onions piled onto it. And yes, I know I can scrape them off, but the problem is everything then tastes like onions. Like whether I
Okay.
scrape them off or not, I've got a
Right.
taste I can't get rid of. And I don't like raw onions. If you have onions that are cooked in something, like if it's in a sauce or whatever and they're cooked, it's fine. But like cold raw onions, which if you've never had Skyline chili before, cold raw onions is what they put shredded up in like fine. It's like fine, but that's what they put on top of it. I don't like it, so I order it without. So at first I'm like, well, maybe I ordered it wrong. So I checked my DoorDash receipt. Nope, says
Nope.
big bold
No
letters,
onions.
no onions, which means, and again, it's probably the kid behind the counter or whatever. You get in this mode, and we used to make jokes if you drove it through a McDonald's drive-through, order it plain, and you'll fuck up the whole. What do you want? They ordered it plain. What do we do? Means you don't put something on it. But they're so used to this assembly line that they just stop, put whatever on. So did it just roll through? So one of two things happened. Either whoever was making it is just so in assembly line mode that they just assembled it the way they should have,
Which
or
it does happen,
which it does
and I will
happen.
say that, like I've as being someone who has been I've never worked fast food, but I've worked in the food industry. That can happen when you just
Right.
get in that mode. But anyway,
Or
yeah,
or
please
you
continue.
said it was or you said it was fuck it. I'm just not gonna look at it and read it. I'll just do it, or I'm talking to somebody and I put something together and through it. Either
Right.
way, whether it was assembly lined or just not read, it was half-assed. And I
Hmm.
love the restaurant. Like they actually sent me a message and like, what do you want us to send you? I'm like, nothing. Like it's not worth it. You know what I want you to do? I want you to do better. Like it.
Right.
Like I don't want anything for free. I don't mind paying for my food. I want you to do better.
Nothing turns me off more when somebody messes up my order from somewhere and they want to send me more of what they just messed up on.
Well, and
Like,
I this comes up because I tried a new spot last week on Taco Tuesday.
mhm.
I was like, I'm gonna order.
Yeah,
Like, I'm gonna order.
which
I
I think
told
I
you about it.
warned you. Yep, I warned you about it.
So I wanted to know, like, there are people that don't want me in their life anymore that will say I don't like anything white when it comes to sauces or whatever, and that's not 100% true. But I don't like a lot of high calorie based white creamy type sauces. I just
Right. Okay.
don't
Okay.
like mayonnaise. You'll never see me eat fettuccine alfredo. Like I just don't like the heaviness and the calories that come along with it. So I ordered that sauce left off of it. Once again, DoorDash the order. I get it, and it slopped all over everything, like in excessive. And so I called and I'm like, hey, I'm like, oh well, when we get DoorDash orders, we can't see the whole order. I'm like, what?
What? Yeah,
It's like, yeah, we can't
that doesn't
see
make
the
sense.
whole order. It's been a problem for a while. And it stopped me in my tracks. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you saying you can't see the whole order. So you just randomly send food out? I'm like, no offense, but what if you sent food out with someone that has a really serious allergy or allergic reaction
Exactly.
to it and you couldn't see it, so you just sent it out? I'm like, that excuse doesn't fly with me either. I'm like, if you can't
Yeah,
see the
that's
whole
terrible.
order, maybe you
That's
shouldn't be
dangerous.
taking DoorDash orders.
Extremely dangerous. You can kill somebody.
But I'm
Literally.
like, but that's kind of my thing. Like, if you don't want your job replaced, then maybe you should do your job a little better and make yourself irreplaceable. Like, and
Mm,
again, I know mistakes are going to happen, but my post was, I wonder which odds are better. Me winning $576 million in the Mega Millions jackpot, or Skyline actually making my order without onions for once? Because I'm not sure, like, which one would be which. And is that a smart ass way to say it? Yeah,
sure.
it is. But I also, mission accomplished. I got the attention of Skyline. So you know what? Do better. Don't send me anything for free. I don't want it. If I want a cheese coney, I'll go fucking buy it. Do better. Because again,
Yeah.
what if you sent something out to someone and they didn't check because they ordered it no onions? And again, on a Skyline cheese coney, the onions underneath the cheese. You can't see it till you bite into it. I know to check
Mhm.
now because I know they fuck it up so much on a regular basis that I have to check. But if you were someone that was allergic to onions, you'd bite into that some bitch and all of a sudden you'd have real problems.
Now, so I have had this belief for the longest time that I'm allergic to mustard. Um, there have been situations where I've had things with mustard and a decent amount, and I've broken out in hives. So I've always kind of had this. Maybe no one's ever told me for sure, but so I've always avoided mustard. So it's happened enough times to count on one hand where I've gone to McDonald's or Burger King or wherever, ordered something without mustard, bit into it, not thinking about it. But most of the time, 99% of the time, I check just because of that worry. Um, but there have been a couple of times not thinking about it in the middle of conversation after I get food, or I've bitten right into a burger and lo and behold, there's mustard on it. And I remember one of the first times I had to call a fast food place and I said, hey, listen, just got a burger, bit into it. I ordered it without mustard, bit into it, and there's mustard on it. Have a allergy and just want y'all to know that this happened. The one of the first times, the person was just like, "Oh, well, okay, sorry that happened." And I
Eh,
pause and I'm like, don't you need to like at least document in case something happens to me? I guess. What's your number? Like that was their reaction. And I was floored. So I gave them my name, my number, and I was just like, this is pretty messed up, man. And the person hung up with me. A few hours later, manager at that establishment called me back, completely panicked. Oh my God, that was not supposed to be handled the way that it was.
nah,
Let's fill out an incident report. And I like they were so apologetic and but you just like I guess the point I'm getting at long-winded is just you just don't know, and you're completely trusting a complete stranger to not mess something up to the point where it could possibly kill you.
right.
Like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether it's fast food or fine dining. One simple mistake or one simple oversight can kill somebody.
Right. Well, and I mean, if you don't want to make things the way somebody orders it, just say no substitutions or no whatever. You're not allowed to modify anything if you order whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but it just, we live in this world where everybody is, everybody wants to embrace AI, but everybody's like, oh, there's another job being taken from. Like, again, what pisses me off so much now is I'm sure you've been in the grocery store on a weekend. You have gotten rid of practically every single person that works at a checkout line. You know what I mean? There's like what, two lines where
There are a
they have,
few.
yeah, where they have physical cashiers to check you out, and you made everybody else run through the U scan on the way out. And then you've got like one or two people monitoring the U scans for like 20 something people, and they can't keep up with everything. So it slows everything down, it gums everything down. And then on top of that, you've made like the elderly who are not technologically sound force
Have
them
to,
force
yeah.
them to have to use scan their way out of a grocery store.
Listen, and to paint the picture, I worked at a high end local grocery store here in Dayton that refuses to put U scans in. They absolutely refuse, and part of it is because the last 2 or 3 months being a manager at that store, I was showing old people how to use tap to pay.
Ah,
Like they were wowed by tap to pay.
right.
Because the lines would get gummed up by older people that would come in, and it's now I gotta pay. I gotta pull out my credit card. Now I gotta remember my code. Um, and it got to, and I'm like, I would start to realize, hey, you've got a tap to pay logo on your card. A what? Here, let me show you. Hold your card right here. Boop, it's paid for. Wait, I don't have to put in my code? No, I don't have to. No. Oh my God, that's so much easier. That's amazing. Like I even had, like I had one of our regular customers even come back to me and go, "My God, you've changed my life with this tap to pay thing. It's everywhere." And I go, "Yes, yes, it is." So yeah, so UScan can be a challenge for even if there are people even our age who are not technology tech.
No,
There's that word that I can't say now that
technologically
the report
sound. Well,
lies. But yeah, but they aren't. And
well, but you see, like, you have people that work in places, and I get it. I don't know of anybody that truly loves their job.
no,
Like, you don't. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. And I've seen, like,
that's true.
I watch people take such a lazy approach to their job. Like, there's a woman that works in a convenience store that I stop in every now and again, that the fact that she had to stop scrolling on her phone to check you out means you ruined her
Mm-hmm.
day. And like, and you see people that like, they'd rather have a conversation with you than or with their coworker than do their job. And I'm like, okay, you don't want AI to replace your job, but you're making a big case for why it
Yet.
should. Because I could
Mm-hmm.
come in and just punch it into the computer, and they'll make my Chipotle for me just fine. And
I,
then,
I,
you know, it's just kind of same thing. Like, if you're, hey, why is, if you're a car mechanic and you're lazy, well, what's going to stop the robot from diagnosing what's going on to my car? Hey, oh,
within
well, the robot will
seconds.
fix it. It'll automatically take apart the engine and put it back together and do whatever or whatnot. And, I mean, it's just, like, that's what kind of like irritates me is just, the lack of care and the lack of concern. And I
Hmm.
know it's something simple like no onions and it happens all the time, but that's just it. It happens all the time and it shouldn't.
I will be bold enough to call them out by name. We live right next to a speedway
Huh.
here in wonderful Kettering, Ohio.
Huh.
And um they have now and a lot of there are more and more speedway stores that are starting to kind of test this and see what happens. But they have a self-checkout.
Yep.
And it is pretty simple. You just
I
simply
use it all
hold
the time.
yeah, and the biggest reason why I use it is because more than half the staff that they've hired there are the laziest, just like there's a girl like I walked in to the store just last week into a conversation between a guy that worked there and a guy that obviously also worked there but was off work. So they're kind of talking across the counter. And they're talking about the girl who sleeps on the milk crates at the counter, like on a regular basis. And
Hmm.
it's like, okay, so if the workers are talking about this, the customers have to be talking about this. Why? But this, I don't know who owns that place or how it's managed,
Let me
but
let me
it's
just tell you
it's
what.
one of the worst poorly managed
The
places I've ever
worst
been.
thing that ever happened to Speedway is getting bought by 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. Yeah, true.
Speedway has become absolute garbage since
Hmm.
7-Eleven took over. And not that Speedway
Yeah.
was the upper echelon of gas stations, because
No.
right now, if you go by gas stations, I know people love Buc-ee's for whatever reason. I get it. But I'll
Mm,
tell you what,
no.
QT, fantastic gas station. Casey's, fantastic gas station. Sheets, upper echelon gas station.
It's they're there. But they're ridiculous. But at the
But
same time, they're a bigger company that has a lot more money to throw.
sure. But when 7-Eleven bought Speedway, ever since now you go into a Speedway, you stick to the damn floor, which is also
Hmm.
a trademark of 7-Elevens if you go into one of those. But
That's
the thing
true.
that drives me crazy the most, the majority of the speedways you go 97-degree day in the summer, you go into Speedway, no ice in the ice machine. You have one job, two jobs,
My
gas
God, the
and
the
fountain
same
beverages.
speedway, the same speedway just 4 days ago was completely out of coffee.
Right.
Iced coffee, hot coffee, powdered fake coffee, any type of coffee. They didn't have any. And I'm going, but isn't that one of your staples? Like, how did you guys run out
Yeah.
of like who
Right.
messed up
Like
that
that's your
order?
job. It's your one job.
No, I feel
But
like
yeah,
the
it's
old
just
man
so I'm sorry.
that's
I'm
about to
sorry to
yell at the
to
kid
the
on his
people out
lawn.
there, but yeah, when 7-Eleven bought Speedway, Speedway took a nosedive into
But
downhill.
they did. I wish that wasn't like it's just old man rant, but it's
Right.
fact. It really, really,
You
truly
can
is
you can keep my
fact.
points. Your stores are dirty. You never have any ice. Like your employees, you only hire people that have emotional problems to work behind the counter. Like it's you know.
I every once in a while I'll get a survey when I leave Speedway because I use my rewards and I have the app. So every once in a while, like a survey will pop up on the app. Hey, we just wanted to know how your experience was. No, no, you don't. No, you truly do not, because I'm pretty sure you don't allow enough text for me to rant.
This survey's not long enough.
I think maybe next time what I'll do is next time they give me one of those surveys, I'll direct them how to look up this podcast episode.
There you go. Anyway, so that's what's on my mind. If you don't want AI to replace your job, don't give them an excuse to. Do better.
That's true. I mean, you're right. You're right. And because of it's funny. We're we're lazy as humans, just as it is, which is why the convenience, and I'm using air quotes, of AI has been introduced. But when you really think about it, it's about to replace that same laziness that has been instilled in a generation of. I mean, it's almost like like a strange circle.
Yep.
Those lazy people that AI and technology has made easier for are going to get replaced in the work world for the same positions,
Pretty much.
and it's I don't know, but yeah, you're right. Like it, and as cold hearted as that statement sounds, especially from someone who's worked in the food industry, you don't want AI to replace you, then do better. But it's true. I think we need to take a long, hard look at ourselves and the jobs that we're doing and how much we're complaining of, oh, the job you're
Right.
is it's on the rise. What was I just saw on the news that they found a loophole of some kind for Tilly Norwood to be in a feature
Dude, I
film.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that. And I get why people don't like that. I don't like that. It's a slippery slope. I don't like that at all.
Tilly Norwood is the AI actress. She's been in little clips and things online here and there. She's made a music video. I'm using air quotes with that, but they have found a loophole for her to be in a feature film, and yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, it's just we can
Don't
go
like
a
it.
whole other hour long dissertation about AI
Yeah.
for sure. But anyway, that's what's on my mind. So have yourself a fantastic week.
With that in mind, AI is taking over our
Yeah,
world.
it's taken
With that
over.
in mind, kids, sleep well.
Sleep
We'll
well.
be back here next week. Follow us on the
If
socials.
you don't believe AI is evil, I'd like to present a couple of options: Terminator 1, Terminator 2, when the machines take over, The Matrix. You know,
Mm.
these movies are all based on fact, by the way.
I don't know if I go fact, but fear, I guess, more of anything.
Same thing in today's world.